Hey all, Josh here from Bike Things. We're at the shop. So somebody told me one day that I should do more videos pertaining to the bike shop's like operations and things. Specifically, they wanted me to do a video cleaning bikes. I didn't really, it's hard to do with your one hand holding a phone. And I don't know who's gonna watch a video of someone cleaning a bike, but I guess it's a thing. So I'm gonna try my best. I used to have a YouTube channel that we goofed around on with car stuff, and it was called Wrench Fetish. And we would like build cars, hot rods, and like classic cars and stuff, and work on things. But it became a real nuisance trying to edit videos. I spent more time editing than I did filming and doing the actual stuff, so it really became a pain in the butt. So these, I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to be like a one shot. But today we're going to do a game that I used to play called What's in the Box. And what it was once a week when we ordered parts for the cars, we would open a box and kind of talk about the stuff that's in there and why we have it. Now, bike shop, as you can imagine, there's stuff in here that we just need for stock. And there's stuff here that's fun. It is a toy store, right? Like we have toys here. There's stuff, you know. But I figured today we'd kind of go through what a random typical order here at a small bike shop in Western New York looks like as we get into like the middle of summer. So it's like, you know, if somebody needs a thing and I have to do an order, there's minimums, and to get away from paying freight, you got to order like, you know, $400 worth of stuff, which is miserable. And then what happens is you start with that number and you start, oh, I need one of these. Oh, I need one of those. Oh, these are on sale. Oh, let's get one of these. So then you end up with like this much stuff. Are you ready? This stuff, all kinds of things. There's a box full of stuff, you know. So I'll do is just do a quick little run through of what we got in. I'm going to just kind of slide all this to one side of the table, and I'll explain on kind of the reasoning why the stuff gets ordered and what it's for, and then see if anyone enjoys it, right? So I'm going to save the fun stuff for the end. I'm going to kind of set that aside. So what we have, ready? Random headset. Just a King Creek headset I needed for a bike. That can go here. I need one of these. I had an older version of this that was really old, and I ended up selling it to a customer that wanted one, and I never replaced it. So I finally bought myself a new one. So that's for the shop. It's nice. Just this tool is used to manipulate brake rotors, but I also have used it on like chain rings and other stuff. So these are actually kind of useful for things like that. I had a customer a couple days ago that asked me, like, I have tools and stuff, basic bike shop things, but he asked me for a pedal or a spoke wrench, and I said, well, I got extra ones that I use in the shop. I'll sell you one of mine and just replace it. And he goes, yeah, do you got the one that holds 3? No. So I bought the Pedro's multi-spoke set, right? It's actually a really pretty part. Now, I did this video yesterday as I pulled things out of the box, but it got flagged because my radio was playing and the music flags on YouTube. So we're back to no audio today. So anyway, I'm going to explain why I got this. Bought 2, and I'll show you the other one in a minute, but this is the better version. It's just a prettier part. Pedro's makes really pretty clean tools, and they're not horribly expensive. Now, I haven't priced this yet because I had just never got around to it yesterday. It was just busy. These are the really basic SRAM GX chains for 12 speeds. This chain is like, I gotta look it up, but it's like half the price or a third of the price of the other version of this, which I normally stock. And only reason why I stock the other one is because it is such a good chain. I stock these, the XX1 hollow pins. This chain, for instance, is lighter. Like, I can feel the difference in the packaging. It's kind of wild, but this chain does not have the fancy coatings. It doesn't have the hollow pins, but it still functions the same way on like 12 speed. And I've used this on 11 speeds. I've even put this on a road Shimano 11 and it shifted perfectly. So I would use these on just about anything. And this is a cheaper version. We're going to try out and see how it holds up. X-Glide chains. This chain says 9, 10, 11. If you've seen the previous video, these do not work. Don't try them on regular bikes. This has to be one of the Shimano X-Glide drivetrains. Standard X10 chain, 10 speed, 9 speed, will work on both. I bought some Shimano chains, 2 different versions. If you see the difference here, the HG54 and that 6701. This one is the better chain. It's coated with a coating so it doesn't rust as fast. So there are 2 of those, both styles. This was on sale and I just had to buy it because it's great. I love gray bar wrap. And P&W doesn't sell it anymore, so we're stuck buying it other places. This is a box of spokes. So this is for something else that I will show you in a minute. But I only had a handful of these in stock. I needed some extras. It's a really common size. These 294s I use quite a bit. I bought this hub that was on sale. This is just a basic formula. It's a spline drive Shimano disc brake and then a regular HG, but it's a basic replacement hub for building wheels because I do stuff. This freewheel I saw, which was kind of weird. It's just a 7-speed freewheel, but it was kind of neat because it has this spoke guard built into it, which is kind of fun. We'll see how it works. It's a little more expensive than the regular one, but it includes a chain guard, and that's kind of neat. That's the number if you gave a crap. So there's that. I work on a bunch of community bikes, and they need cheap pedals, and this is the second cheapest pedal you can buy. But because it's got a smoother tread, I think it's better for that application than a mountain bike pedal. So I buy a pile of these just in case they break pedals, because it happens a lot with rental fleets. I got this helmet because I don't have any kids' helmets here. I thought it was kind of cute. It has like a little character on it, the Red Titan, but it came with a little horn, and it's super, super affordable. And what's kind of neat is it's got a dial on it. I thought that was the coolest thing to see, a kid's helmet with a dial. So that's rad. And I'm saying cheap, it's like really cheap. Like I think this thing's gonna sell at like under 20 bucks, which is awesome. These I ordered shamelessly, kind of for myself. I run Cryptols on my mountain bike, which is right here. This guy, that Kona. These tires have about 2 seasons on them, and they're amazing, right? Like, they're great. That tire is a 2.6 in the plus size because I have oversized rims. It does not clear my front Fox fender, so I bought the correct sizes so I can run a Cryptol in the front, and that's right. I don't even want to try to pronounce it. I call it the Zydol, even though it's probably not. This is just a little bit faster rolling tire. I got them both in enduro casing in soft rubber. If somebody wants them, they'll be for sale until I decide to mount them on my bike, which is cool. So there's that. I sold out of these the other day. Look at the size of that thing. They're just seat covers. Super basic. They come in like 3 major sizes: huge, medium, huge, and then a sport one. Once again, just cheap grips because the college blows through them. I need some black grips for the shop. I bought this little phone case deal. You know, it wasn't very cheap, but it is, it's plastic, but with the clamp on there. I tried a phone in there. This actually works pretty good. The phone didn't wiggle at all. I'm trying this out. If it works pretty good, I'll order more. I'll get people's feedback on it, but basic, more freewheels for parts. I needed some tubes, just random fill-ins, some gravel tubes. I bought some bells because we're getting low. Move! I hurt my bike. Look at this, sugar skull. How about some tattoo vibes? Because my wife does tattoos. Yeah, live to ride, ride to live. That one we won't say out loud, but that's cool. I sold out of CO2s, so I buy these boxes. What I do is I open them up and separate them out, so you don't got to buy 6. A lot of people come through here touring, and they only need like 1 or 2 because they've got some. So I open these up and I divide the price up so it doesn't kill them. Figured I'd try these in the store. They looked really comfy. I saw them on a bike recently, and I was like, those are actually kind of neat. Inexpensive molded lock-ons, like really good form. That's a cool pedal, or a cool grip. That's nice. This is the cheap version of the spoke wrench. We've all seen these in the past. I'm not a fan, not even close. But for someone that needs a quick tool to throw in their bag, I got it. That's the cheap version. The Pedro's is the better one. Randomly, another one of those X-Glide chains they package separately, which is funny. I had to buy some levers because I sold a set and somebody broke a set, so I had to divide it. I sold them one, so I had backups. I got a couple of those. Sealant, I've got in stock. We've got WTB in stands. I had Maxima branded one, but I just feel like nobody was using it. So I've had people in lately with this orange seal. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the orange seal, and maybe I just had bad luck, but I couldn't get a tire to work with it. But I see a lot of it lately, so I ordered some because you're not supposed to mix. Sealants are either ammonia-based, which is like stands, or they're silicone-based, and they tell you not to mix any of them. So I basically was like, fine, forget it. I'll have every brand they make. So I'm just slowly collecting more and more brands, so when people need a top up, we don't have to clean their drivetrain out, or their tires out to mount it. Next up, we're in the back because there's a pile of this stuff. So, trail maps, yeah, those are always there, in case people want to know. I got a couple pumps. I usually run the Sport, the Joe Blow Max, the Sport version, but they were out of stock. This one cost a little more, but it's got the metal bore in it. It's rebuildable. They sell seals and all the pieces for it in case you ever damage it. And the gauges, I love the color. The black background's beautiful. Pretty basic. This is a tall one. You know, I'm 6'1" and it's halfway up my thighs. That's a pretty good size. Now, if you noticed, that guy next to it is taller. This guy is like the Mac Daddy. This is the Joe Blow Ace DX. Now, I probably bought this for the shop because I'm using a really old pump that bothers me. But this pump, in case you were wondering, goes up to like 260 pounds, which is awesome. It has an aluminum quick head on it, so you don't have that little lever deal with a little bleeder on the bottom. See a little bleeder there? It goes squeak, squeak, squeak. On top here, it has 3 different modes. It's got fat bike stuff, everybody's bike stuff. Is that going to zoom out? Like low pressure, high volume, medium, and then high pressure, low volume. And a flip of a switch. Double bore, all metal, and completely rebuildable. So that's a beautiful pump. That was on sale. That's why I bought it. I think roughly it was like half off. I think they have a new model coming out soon, so I bought that for the shop. I have a pile of these, which I used a bunch yesterday. This is the regular Cruiser Kendas. These tires we use on those community bikes and also sell them. They are pretty inexpensive, but I'll be honest, they're pretty good tires. Like, they're stiff, they work, they roll fast, and they do all the stuff. There's that. These are for the other half of the fleet. Reflective sidewall. These are Panaracer Tours in a 1.75 with a 26. Decent tread. I think I would ride that tire if I had a 26-inch city bike. It's nice and stiff sidewalls, and the reflectiveness is awesome. I like reflective tires. They're cute. I bought some hard cases. If you don't know, then figure it out. These are Continental's road tire. These are super, super stiff, but still sticky. And then I bought a couple of these guys. These I use constantly. These go on all kinds of bikes. So these are super grippy. They roll fast and they're smooth. So Dunzo. There's those. Now why I had a box of spokes. And I can probably, let me carry this stuff out here towards the front so you don't gotta look at my shop. Because I haven't cleaned it. I've been busy. What we have here, not failure to communicate. It is a set of wheels. These are DT Swiss 532 something, 532D 29er somethings. These are double wall riveted tubeless ready rims and a 700, essentially a 29er. There's a box in here that I've already opened once because it was beautiful and I had to. I'm gonna drum roll this thing. What do we got? We got a Surly fork, right? Look at the mounts everywhere. Yeah, disc brake fork. So, are you seeing a pattern here yet? We got a Surly 29er. We got a set of wheels. We had a box of spokes. We now have, I'm gonna dump all this stuff on the floor. Just please watch me dump everything. Ready? I told you it was gonna happen. So, we also have a set of cranks. They're E13s. Once again, these are on sale, but more importantly, they are 165s, and I actually have recently switched my stuff to 165. This is a really light crank set, and it's a direct mount. We'll see how it works. Don't worry, there's a video coming when it gets installed. On top of that, there is a set of Joytex front and rear wheels. Now, the reason why you see a skewer on this, which I pick up this fork, it just fell on the floor. This stuff is for a specific build, and I'm gonna walk to the back and show you just really quickly. Disregard the seat. I'm gonna take it off because it's so bad. I gotta take it off. I actually just slid it in there because it's never gonna come out of the frame. Oh my god. Okay, well, it's gonna be there forever now. There you go, you're gone. So, what we have is my own personal bike, and yep, that's right. It's an actual Gary Fisher. Back in the day, you can even see it still has the mustache on it from back when we used to have the Stash crew in the Rochester off-road mountain bike scene. This guy is going to turn into a new backpacking commuter bike. So it is still got regular dropouts, quick release dropouts, regular threaded bottom bracket with this inconcentric, so I can play with seat height. I can lower the bike down pretty low by switching that down like it is. Which is where I used to race in that mode. This bike is actually broken. If you look really close, you'll see a crack right there. I had this bike warranted, and I opened up the box, and the new bike was a truck, and it was total garbage. Now, I'm going to call out track here. This is a rig. This was originally a single speed with removable dropout. You could put a hanger on it. So when I bought it, single speed, I switched it to geared, and then it was single speed for years. They replaced it with a Trek version, and it was so bad. It had sliding dropouts that never stayed put. It was just a miserable bike. The welds were ugly. It was just bad. So I normally would have cut this one up and sent it back. But when I called and said, dude, what the heck is up with this frame? This thing's garbage. They're like, we don't have anything else. I was like, well, give me a Superfly. Like, well, we can't do that. I'm like, well, then I'm not cutting this one up, and you can take this other one back because I don't want it. And they told me to keep it, so I kept both. I set the other one up as a commuter bike, and I kept this one just hanging in the shop. And then I finally got rid of that other one because it was so miserable, and bought a Superfly. So anyway, that is today's What's in the Box. This is everywhere now. To wrap that stuff up, figure out what everything's going to cost and what it's going to sell for. And then I'm going to mark it all, and it's going to go on the walls for everyone to come in and peruse and purchase if they want. Some of the things that are mine will end up on the wall. If someone buys it before I use it, then it's gone, and I'll order another set. So I do have, the tires are available, and like there'll be other stuff. There's stuff in here that's always available. So that is it for today. I will see how this video does, and then when the voices that matter tell me what to do, I will then choose to do something different, or I will continue these. So let me know. Have a great day. We'll see you.